This is SportsCenter with Elle Duncan and Gary Striewski.
It sure is. Elle, it took me one time to fill in on the 6 p.m. SportsCenter for my name to be in the audio and on the graphic.
It's called a pity lay. What are you talking about on the graphic? And all was right in the world. Run the Elle Duncan Show.
Come on, man, one time. One time.
It was fun when it lasted, and while it lasted, which was just about the amount of a show open.
It's like to tickle her.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Elle Duncan Show with Gary Striewski, not on the graphic.
Yeah.
It was like a really big day for House Striewski yesterday. You were really pumped to hear the announce cart.
Well, I wasn't expecting that because, you know, on the 7 a.m. SportsCenter with myself and Randy Scott, it's just this is SportsCenter,
Sure.
and then we're like, sure is.
Yeah.
That's Randy, I'm Gary.
Sure.
But then I forget.
You're in the big leagues now, boo.
6 o'clock, we pay somebody to say the name.
Yeah.
And again, this is
We can't be bothered saying our own
Mr.
name.
Mysterio. All right, makes the name sound cool.
Yeah.
And it caught me off guard at the top of the show, and I was like, oh, Elle's not going to like what I'm about to say.
I love that.
It was awesome.
It was great while it lasted.
Yep.
For that one little run, you were filling in with me on SportsCenter last night, and that was great. But now we're back in our rightful places.
That's right.
You as my and, my Robin.
That's right.
You're the, I guess you would be the salt to my pepper.
I'm your improv. I am your yes and. All right? It is Elle Duncan and. All right? I am here to say yes. All right? For the next hour of this program.
Sure. That's
Stuff
what
I agree with, but I might disagree with you on some accounts.
we like. That makes for good television. You know what else makes for good TV? When we finally arrive. Baby, let me tell you what.
Come on.
In the dog days of the NFL. When you've got 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, you can only have so much fun with the Pro Bowl, right? Especially because even the NFL has minimized the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
We're here. We're hours. We are like 72 hours away, less, from the Super Bowl, which means this is a Super Bowl heavy show. Okay, guys? It's a big week.
I also love how you did sort of fall into that that way that we describe how close the Super Bowl is. And right about 72 hours is when we start saying how many hours.
Yeah.
Nobody says we're 96 hours away. All right, when we're 4 days out, we're not 96 hours away because that's still a little bit daunting.
It's a lot of math.
But 72 is like, yeah, that's 3 days.
That's 3 days.
That checks out.
Everybody knows standard, that's 3 days.
Right.
And let me be clear. It is Super Bowl week, unless, of course, you are not an NFL rights media holder,
Correct.
in which case it is big game week.
That's true. The old contest. All right, the granddaddy of them all. The big kahuna. I think that's all we use.
Sure.
I think that's what we got.
So obviously, because it's big game weekend, we've got all of that. We've got your zaniest prop bets, including dad bods. I will miss Cleo, the Usher halftime show, and we will give you our starting 5 when it comes to Super Bowl snacks. And I'm going to die on a hill here. Okay. That I think everybody's gut gets super powered for the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Because there are items on the menu that you would turn your nose up if they were offered at Thanksgiving or Christmas or any of these things. So we'll get into all of that as well.
Glad you bring up Thanksgiving because in the same vein, it's like, oh, it's about that time of year, huh? The one time I'll eat this.
Yeah, correct.
All right.
Vienna sausages are really big right now for some reason.
Get the crock pot out.
So, of course, this is the first Super Bowl in Las Vegas.
Yep.
This is the first Super Bowl where really everyone's wrapping their arms around betting.
Sure.
And we're going to get to that as well. But in most of these shows, as we've talked about before, you're getting all kinds of analysis, matchups, who's going to win, George Kittle versus Travis Kelce. You know, can the Chiefs offense go up against this Niners defense? How will they stop Pacheco? Blah, 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 blah. We're just going to do what we always do, okay? No thanks, analytics. No thanks, matchups, FPI.
Take a seat, Mina Kimes.
We're not here for your scientific metrics, even though you're
Dan
super smart,
Orlovsky.
Mina Kimes. You guys
Also,
are so smart.
Orlovsky and the whole NFL crew.
Not going to disrespect you. You spend a lot
Not
of time.
besmirching you at all.
We're going to judge them in a way that we like to judge things.
Yeah.
Worthiness, vibes, content, colors, fans.
Yep.
And we'll start with the worthiness as we do the matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll start. Okay. I think the worthiness clearly goes to San Francisco.
That's so funny.
They've suckled the teat of greatness, just suckled it. They've never gone full bore.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, we all know what's been happening with Kyle Shanahan. I mean, he's really, truly following in the footsteps of his father, offensive coordinator for the 28-3 Falcons.
Yep.
2019, they're winning. They're in control. spit the bit in the second half,
Sure.
as Kyle Shanahan offenses tend to do, and they lose as well. So I feel like just in terms of worthiness, it's the Niners. They keep getting right there, and then some devastating injury happens or Jimmy Garoppolo happens to them. I want it for them.
Completely disagree with you. Anybody who's ever suckled a teat, figuratively, literally, knows that that's fine. You can be there. You can do that, and that's okay. When we talk about worthiness, you're saying the San Francisco 49ers, a dynastic franchise, one of 3 or 4
in the
NFL
90s.
Whoa, time out. Let me finish. Let me finish
I'm
my
sorry.
soliloquy here, okay? I didn't think that I'd disagree with you right out of the gates, but what I'm saying here is we're talking about the San Francisco 49ers. This is a team that had their opportunities to win the Super Bowls a handful of times over the course of this last decade. When we're talking actual football worthiness, we're like, Patrick Mahomes, what are you talking about? They're the best team in the league. You're going to bestow worthiness to them? Yeah, this is the worst Chiefs team that he has ever had to quarterback. And look where they're at. Look what they're doing. Look at the noise that they've not ever had to deal with outside of the football team. Some of it is coming by way of members of the football team. Kadarius Toney. But worthiness is the Chiefs. From where they started at the beginning of the season, everybody, including at this network, are the Chiefs done? Is Eric Bieniemy leaving the reason they can't score on offense? He brought them back to the Super Bowl. They are of the utmost worthiness. Don't ask me how to spell utmost, because I don't know if it's up or ut.
It's ut.
Utmost.
Utmost. You quite literally just said, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. You want to denigrate the Niners for formerly being a dynasty in the 90s, but you want to prop up the team that quite literally will be a dynasty if they win on Sunday. They will have won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. That's a dynasty. So I don't under. Fine. Okay. So you're going Kansas City.
What I'm
here,
saying is
I'm not
taking the pity route for San Francisco.
Oh,
they're worthy because look how close.
Because of sadness.
Yeah, no,
right.
Forget that. The Chiefs are worthy.
Okay, all right. How about vibes?
Ooh, this is a good one.
You go.
Chiefs, everything around them, between the lines, outside the lines. I love the noise.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Content.
Well, Chiefs.
Yeah, good and bad. There's like all kinds of
True.
petty content.
What do they say? I mean, you have a publicist. All publicity is good publicity. That's not the same.
That's not it at all. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
That's the one I was looking for. That's the one even though in terms of vibes, Deebo Samuel coming out of the locker room with the boombox.
He's fun.
That's vibes. That's 10 on 10.
Okay, so I'm with you on Kansas City. Colors. I think this is a push,
I mean,
although.
it's definitely a push.
Well, gold is better than yellow, so I'll go San Francisco.
Yeah, Kansas City is definitely flirting with like the golden arches. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. So give me San Francisco.
All right, fans. We already know
Yes.
Taylor Swift, of course, is with the Chiefs.
Yes.
Paul Rudd, Jason Sudeikis, Brad Pitt, Rob Riggle, Henry Winkler. Okay. Niners have Saweetie, E40, Jeremy Renner, Huey Lewis.
Wait, Brad Pitt's a Chiefs fan?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, I learn something new every day.
Yeah.
And every single time I watch, listen to, or am a part of the Elle Duncan Show, fans, Chiefs.
You're learning something new. I'm just kind of having a
Chiefs.
weird obsession with Brad Pitt, so I knew that. Who are we going with there?
Chiefs.
Yeah,
I
clearly.
mean, the Chiefs. Definitely.
Anybody that Paul Rudd is supporting, he's like a sneaky
He's
crush of mine.
unequivocally and objectively like just a well-loved American.
I think he's probably like undisputed most beloved person like in the world.
Him next to The Rock. I agree.
Probably.
I agree.
All right, so there it is. So I think that what we have decided, based on our own Elle Duncan metrics, is that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win this one.
They win, they cover.
All right, so how about some prop bets?
Yes.
Okay, prop or not?
Yes. Oh, I'm going to do that.
There's
Okay.
plenty of these. As dad bod season is the first
Okay.
one that we're talking about because we talked about this in the show last week. So
on, why we
unfair.
gotta do
Patrick
this
Mahomes.
again?
Now we're showing it again. This is so cruel. Patrick Mahomes saying, I'd rather have a gut and have championships than have a six-pack and be a loser.
He ain't lying.
But because of that, because this has become a thing, his dad bod, there is now a dad bod season rushing yards prop bet.
I love that. Take the over. I remember when he hit the over in the last Super Bowl, he was at the over by a healthy margin, and then they got into victory formation 3 straight times, and because he took a knee for negative yardage, it fell under the line.
Yeah.
So the people who thought they won 3 plays prior was like, oh, no.
Oops.
Oh, no, the under hit. So give me Patrick Mahomes, 26.5 over.
The dude didn't have a leg last year and ran.
Also, also that.
Yeah, he like didn't even have like a functioning leg,
True.
and he was running.
Whole ankle was busted up.
Correct.
That's crazy.
So I'm gonna go over on that. All right. So some other game-related props that we have, prop or not. The length of the national anthem. Let me tell you, this is always really intriguing. We used to bet these before.
Yeah.
I was the sideline reporter for the Atlanta Hawks, and we would bet this, just on the side, how long it would be. Yeah. And let me tell you, at the time, the longest anthem that we ever recorded was Josh Smith, who used to play for the Atlanta. His mom would sing the anthem every once in a while.
Whoa.
And you could always tell how it was going to go by the first line. And I'm going to give you a clue as to how it goes. You ready? If someone goes, oh.
Yeah, everybody. Ooh. Oh, she held it. She let it.
Say. We were like, oh, God, 3 minutes.
Breath between every word.
It's like, oh, here we go. If they pull out an instrument, it's going long.
Bleeding Gums Murphy. Reba McEntire singing, though, right?
Yeah, Reba McEntire. She's not going to do it.
She wants to get
Oh, say.
Yeah, no.
Can you see? Yeah, it's going to have a bop. She's going to have a guitar.
Under. Yeah, that's going under.
The result of the coin flip, heads or tails. You can also bet on which team's going to score first, the Chiefs or the Niners. I will tell you this, ESPN Bet doesn't think either one of these teams is going to score on their first possession. It's been a flat-out no for them scoring on the first possession. And then even you can bet on like the winning team's Gatorade color. Will it be orange, blue, red, other?
Joe Fortenbaugh joined SportsCenter yesterday, and everything that he broke down yesterday, I was like, I'm ready to take out a second mortgage on my home.
100%.
And bet whatever. He broke down everything so specifically, including that no first score on the first possession thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I believe him.
Makes sense.
I take all of my money.
He even gave you a good one too for you can bet right now who is going to be the first person to score, right? He even had one for Kyle Juszczyk, who is a fullback, of course, for the Niners. He doesn't really get used very often, but he had a compelling argument for why it could potentially be Kyle Juszczyk. There's some good money out there, and we'll say that. Now, it would not be an NFL show without mentioning Taylor Swift.
Yes, which we did multiple times already, but we're going to do it again.
There's an entire prop bet list for Taylor Swift prop bets, how many times she's going to be shown on the camera.
I'm mashing the over. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I'm mashing that over.
Mash the over.
Mashing it. Will her navel be shown? This is so creepy.
That's weird as hell.
What is wrong with y'all?
Yo, that's so weird.
Will she be seen crying if the Chiefs lose?
I'm taking no.
I think she's going to do that. You know that GIF where the girl acts like sad? She's like, oh, my God.
You need to stop calling it a GIF.
It is called a GIF.
Elle.
It is.
Elle.
Okay, well... Okay,
Elle.
I will bet you $100 right now that the man that created it calls it a GIF.
I understand that, Elle, but I don't have $100 to spare. Yo, can I borrow $100?
These are the two that are so lame to me. I can't believe anybody would actually spend any money on this. Will Travis Kelce propose on the field? Shut the up. No. Come on, you guys. It's so lame. And don't you even try to make an argument for this. First of all, that's super lame and corny. They've been dating for 6 months. Second of all, Travis Kelce, you can say whatever you want about him, you know, the attention and doing this, and he loves the attention, whatever. But I do not think he would ever do anything that would take away from his team winning a Super Bowl on the field. And if he did that, no one's talking about the Super Bowl or their win or their contributions or their season, like you said, this improbable Super Bowl run. They're only talking about Taylor Swift. Not going to happen. I'd bet my mortgage on it.
But just imagine how cool it would be if he was like, hey, listen, baby, I got a ring, but it's only appropriate if you get one too.
Oh, God.
Will you marry me?
And now
because you gotta fight.
You're right.
He always goes, to marry. Is that a yes or a no?
You can even bet if she's pregnant. Oh, God. I just can't. You guys stop. You can bet if she'll announce her pregnancy.
Wait, hold on. But in order to get pregnant, you have to... Wait a minute. Out of wedlock.
Okay. Unreal. Still ahead, as of course we've got so much here on the Elle Duncan Show.
Yeah.
Keep it. It's a family show.
I know.
Gary.
I thought it was going to go to break. I thought it'd be way smoother of a transition to break, but now I just got to sit here and look stupid.
Yeah. We'll just refer back to you suckling teats.
Get to the pay.
Watching, of course, the Super Bowl as a fan is one thing. The perspective of being at Super Bowl Media Day is another.
My gosh.
Coming up, we're going to share with you why it is the worst week and why someone dragged poor, sweet Brock Purdy into the most awkward conversation of all time. That's coming up on the Elle Duncan Show.
Brock, do you know how babies are made? Even more awkward than that.
Hey, if you're a purveyor of shenanigans, then watch the Elle Duncan Show Monday and Thursday on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And also on television, folks, every Friday, 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. We are everywhere. We're infecting your TV and podcast world.
Oh.
That doesn't sound good.
But the cure is, well, there is none. Just keep watching. You know, last week, making our debut on TV caused quite the stir
with
around the social circles here.
Yeah, people
and
still
I was
trying to
wrong.
figure
It was
out.
not a $1,600 dinner. It was an $1,800 dinner.
Yeah.
Split 4 ways.
Yeah, let me encourage you to go back into the annals of the Elle Duncan Show from last week and listen to that show if you haven't, to find out who we tried to out as a cheapskate. No one has figured out who this athlete is
I
yet.
was so scared that I was going to get a text from somebody that was like, how dare you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't be mad at me.
Right.
Be mad at the person who shared the information, because the next day in SportsCenter, all we could talk about from like 4 to 5 a.m., the whole show group was just naming the most obscure Boston athletes ever to try and guess.
Ever did, exactly.
Nobody
So the
got it
same
right.
way that you were gripping, it kind of feels like that's how the dudes grip at Super Bowl Media Day. Because if you have ever been to one, the dumbest questions on earth are asked here. I just want you to remember that literally Super Bowl Media is every Tom, Dick, and Harry from anywhere in the world, and their boss is like, want to go get some Super Bowl coverage? Like, you got access to these dudes, finally. You've got dudes juggling, little kid reporters. I mean, it's just a mess. Andy Reid's already been asked about his top 3 burger wrecks. Travis Kelce was asked so many times about Taylor Swift. Patrick Mahomes was asked about something that, by the way, I can tell you, being in the media, is very uncomfortable being asked about. We were told a couple of years ago when it first sort of came out, the comp that he sounds like Kermit the Frog, do not bring it up with Patrick Mahomes. It's just a thing he doesn't like. And then, of course, someone does exactly that.
What is your best Kermit the Frog impression?
I'm talking right now, that's it.
You can see it on his face.
You could tell.
He's trying to like play along, but he's like, bruh, this is old and let's move on.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Media Day is these players understand that it is a 1-hour block that they have to commit to. They have to sit up on the podium, and they're going to get rapid fire, absolutely assaulted with the stupidest questions. Some of them do pertain to the game, and there's a lot of hometown reporters who go there to talk about their high school days. But then you get these X Factor questions out of nowhere. It's 1 hour, but you know you're going to get hit with the exact questions, informations, and inquiries that you don't want to talk about.
Well, and they're just also it's like people that don't know anything about football. I was at the Patriots Seahawks, you know, the notorious one in Arizona, in Glendale a few years back.
Malcolm, go!
And like there was one dude, Tom Brady availability was obviously very highly attended. And someone just for 4 minutes, you're lucky to get called. There's thousands of people here. You're lucky if they call you to ask a question of the great Tom Brady. He spent 4 minutes just going, I just think you're so great and amazing. What's it like to be the most amazing, great person that's ever lived on the planet and so handsome? It was awkward. I also had a lady who, and I'm watching this happen in real time, because at Media Day, they also have Media Day, you know, almost every day in the build-up as well, where you can come and you can sit with these players at tables. And this lady who clearly didn't know anything about football, she goes up to Steven Gostkowski, who is the Patriots kicker at the time. And you can tell right away she doesn't know who he is, but it slowly starts rapidly devolving. First, she starts with like a generic, like, how do you prepare yourself for the rigors of Smash Mouth football?
Oh.
You know, and he's like, oh, you
Use
know,
all
he
the
like, yeah, he
buzzwords.
like gives some like answer. Then she goes, how much film study goes into preparing for the Super Bowl? And he's still like, blah, blah, blah. And then finally she revealed herself to have not known who this man was by asking, how do you plan on exploiting the Legion of Boom? And finally, he's like, ma'am, I'm a kicker.
Yes.
Ma'am, I don't have to worry about any of that you just said. I'm just a kicker, lady. I just got to go out there and kick.
She was sent there on behalf of journalists against kickers.
Yeah.
She just wanted to make him answer the
smaller.
question. Yeah,
Yeah.
feel smaller. Like, oh, so you're not going to have anything to do with the outcome of this game. Well, just the PATs and the field goals. But yeah, other
That's
than
it.
that.
Yeah.
Other than that, how was Dallas, Mrs. Kennedy?
In BD, she quickly was like, oh, and walked away. So she was
Nice.
very disappointed that she had just got the kicker.
And I will say this, okay, it's a spectacle. There was 25,000 paid attendees to sit in the lower bowl of the stadium to watch journalists ask these players questions.
Oh, yeah.
It is a made-for-TV event now where I will say some media members, I don't want to say can make their careers, but they can certainly get a head start
Sure.
with things that go viral, clippable elements.
And everybody knows that now.
And
that's the
everybody
problem,
knows that,
Gary.
and that's why they all go out there.
Yes.
Our friends DJ B and Pete Blackburn, they were out there, noted hockey guys. And
Yeah.
the vein of every single one of their questions was slanted in a hockey form.
Sure.
They asked Isaiah Pacheco, well, they told Isaiah Pacheco that he reminded them of Nate McKinnon, to which Isaiah Pacheco was like, who's Nate McKinnon?
What is a Nate
He's one of the best
McKinnon?
NHL players. He's like, but Nate McKinnon.
You're like, I promise that's a compliment.
It's a compliment. Trust us.
But despite all of that,
Yes.
some of that is fun and lighthearted. Despite
Correct.
all of that, the dumbest I think I've heard in a long time was what was asked of Brock Purdy
It was not good.
in the most awkward of ways. Just listen and enjoy.
Side pictures of you and Lee Harvey Oswald circling around the internet right now. People think you two look alike. Did you ever hear that before?
I haven't. That's my first time hearing it. Yeah.
What do you think about that comparison? Physical comparison, obviously.
I don't know.
What do you think about looking
Oh,
like
we got the graphic,
notorious
too.
murderer Lee Harvey Oswald? I mean, how awkward. And here's the thing, guys. Does he look like him? Yes.
He's like, my beauty mole, though, is not quite as high up on
He
the
looks
cheeks.
just like him, Gary, but at the same time, this was supposed to be social media fodder.
Yeah.
Some things are supposed to be kept on social media. We're supposed to talk about Brock Purdy looking like a notorious murderer behind his back.
Yeah.
You don't ask that man this question.
Yeah.
What is this kid supposed to say? What do you think about the fact that you look like Lee Harvey Oswald? You moron. I mean, it's just insane. And I think Brock answered it the best that he
did.
could, but it's just so stupid.
This is like, as an aside, I was impressed that Brock Purdy knew who Lee Harvey Oswald was.
Okay.
Well, no, because
I don't care how old he is. You learn about Lee Harvey Oswald in school.
Well, sure.
By the way, ADD tour, I'm so tired of young people acting like they're not supposed to know shit from before when they were born.
well, I'm just saying,
Yes, you are.
for a long time, I would get Lee Harvey Oswald and John Wilkes Booth confused.
Okay.
Three named individuals, both
Different millenniums.
correct, and obviously different situations happened. One was at Dealey Plaza, one was at the theater. By the way, I've been to Dealey Plaza at the Book Depository when I lived in Dallas. It's a weird place. It's
Yeah, it's
eerie.
haunting.
They literally
It's
have
eerie.
an X
Yeah.
on the road.
Yeah, it's weird.
People like go there,
Yeah.
selfie sticks. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
not my thing. But
So the same way that I said that person made Media Day very awkward, you just made this show really awkward. We
Yeah.
were going to do some lighthearted doppelganger comps, and then you just went full Kennedy was murdered here. Thank you so much.
Let's do that right now. Let's take a left.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and take that left.
Project.
Boom.
We're going to give
Segue.
you some of our, I think, which are fantastic comps
Yeah.
that you could say to this person and they
Yes.
wouldn't be offended.
Okay. Well, I've seen
Let
the
me
list.
let me first start with something that I find to be offensive. I want to put the kibosh in this right away. I have been so sick for years of people comparing Jared Goff to Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, it's a high bar.
No, they don't look alike. I'm
right.
sorry. Ryan Gosling's my guy. They don't look alike. In fact, I think Jared Goff looks more like Cliff Kingsbury.
Y'all did Goff dirty with the picture on the left. You know he was breathing out or at least
Yeah.
holding his breath.
He looks like a goof.
Now that's
Right? They look more alike.
No.
Well, Cliff
No.
Kingsbury kind of looks like Calvin Harris now that I'm looking at it.
yeah, you're right.
Okay. All right.
That look, the guy on the right looks like somebody who's playing a character trying to play Ryan Gosling. We definitely could have had a better picture of Gosling up there. But I agree with you. They
Okay.
don't look alike other than they are 2-3 white dudes
With blonde hair.
beards and
Blonde hair
short
and are
blonde
tall.
hair. Yeah.
You always have to be really careful when you compare black people because we don't all look alike, but this one's a good comp.
It's a minefield. It is. This
Mike
is.
Tomlin and Omar Epps do
Yeah.
look alike.
Now, but low key, which one is which?
Mike Tomlin's on the right.
Okay, he's the one wearing the Steelers
He's
hat.
the one
okay.
wearing the Steelers
Just wanted to-
hat.
okay, thank you.
Omar Epps on the left. Yeah, that's actually a really good comparison.
That's super good.
You've got good one.
And, well, yeah. Here's the thing, though. That's when we do make the comparisons, it's a minefield because you can get that response like whoa, 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 just like the Asians get as well. But facts are facts. All right, here we go. This is Otto Porter Jr., Lionel Richie.
Oh, I know.
Come on.
that one before.
Come on. Wait, what?
That's good.
Oh, Otto Porter Jr. I saw this dude dribbling the rock down the court one day. I was like, that's Lionel Richie.
Never thought about that.
Lionel Richie. I thought he's like 60-something. He's in the league. That's a good one.
Sidebar. Interviewing Lionel Richie one time,
Yeah?
and a friend is like, yeah, Lionel, tell her how you still have all this money despite the fact you ain't released a song in a year. Lionel Richie owns like Rodeo Drive, like the land.
Wait, what?
Correct. He
For
bought it
real?
a long time ago, and he owns Rodeo Drive. Anyway, this is a good one. This is a good one. I think everybody knows this one.
Gucci cutting him checks?
Yes, John Gruden and Chucky.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Great comp.
Yeah.
Love that one.
Despite the red hair, I mean, you can see it right there.
This is one that you're going to have to, Gary, if you're only listening, you might have to Google this one. You'll know who Jim Carrey is. But Rick Carlisle and Jim Carrey look identical. Look at that.
Oh, wow, that's really good.
Correct.
Our production
Isn't that
department
good?
did a good job with the side-by-side
Found good
because
pictures.
when we first popped up the left, I thought that was Rick Carlisle on the left. That's good. Oh, that's a good one. Back to the association. J. Cole, my favorite rapper, his NBA doppelganger, Quinn Cook. Quinn Cook. Come on. We could have gone with a J.
Tobias
Cole.
Harris, J. Cole. Tobias Harris looks like J. Cole.
Totally forgot that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You don't see that, though?
Yeah, a little bit. I could see a little bit. I just see Tobias Harris. And
me in trouble.
wait, very quickly, Trevor Lawrence and the Daughter from Ozarks. Yeah, that one as well.
A show that I just never got behind.
Yeah, he definitely looked like. There we go. They look very similar.
Yo, Trevor Lawrence is beautiful, or is she handsome?
You never know.
I don't know.
Here's what we do know. Coming up, Big Bank Take Little Bank. And let me tell you, Vegas is not for the faint of finances. When we will come back, we will ask, is the price in fact right? Because it feels like no.
Yeah, we need some money.
We're back on the Elle Duncan Show.
We are.
Just a couple of broke boys.
Hey, that's a fact.
Just broke. Especially when you consider.
Serious about that $100.
I feel like, listen, all jokes aside, we make good money, especially for what we do. But there is nothing more humbling than going to something like the Super Bowl and being like, oh, I don't have money at all. I don't have $2.5 million for a suite. I don't have $10,000 for a last minute just get in the door ticket to the
For 4 hours of entertainment.
What, like, it's absolutely insane. And we heard Christian McCaffrey's own mother say, I don't know if it's the Taylor Swift effect. I don't know if it's because the Super Bowl is in Vegas. Certainly she's been to a few of them. Old Eddie's won 3 of them, right? Her husband has won 3 of them. She's like, we can't afford a suite. Moneybags Christian can't afford a suite. His fiance, Olivia Culpo, she got her own clothing line, a former Miss Universe. She can't afford a suite. What is going on? In comes Olivia Culpo. She's like, I got you, future mother-in-law. I'm going to buy you a suite. In comes
Flex.
CMC. He's like, the hell you buying a suite?
The way our bank account works, you
That
see.
ain't happening.
Like, we're not liquid, all right?
We're not liquid. And he put the kibosh on it. And everybody keeps going like, oh, is Christian McCaffrey being cheap? I mean, he makes $12 million a year. Let me just remind you, folks.
Boy plays in San Francisco. He sees 40% of that.
He's, first of all,
35%.
he's in a tax bracket where he, right away, 40%, 45% of his money is gone. So you take that 12 and you've got 6. Then you've got your agents or whatever that are taking between 5 and 6%. So lose another $1 million off of that. You're talking about him clearing potentially $5 million a year, and the suite's $2.5 million.
It's crazy.
That's dumb financials right there.
It's crazy.
That sounds stupid as hell.
And here's the thing. Keeping perspective what it is. I laugh, but it ain't funny. I laugh, but it ain't funny. You guys know the TikTok because we are talking about millionaires not being able to afford to do stuff.
Yes.
And people that are going to be watching, oh, boo-hoo. It ain't about that.
Yeah.
It's about how ridiculous these prices have gotten to where we are having to justify, and CMC is having to justify the fact that he can't spread this kind of bread on 4 hours of entertainment
Insane.
for the biggest stage of his life.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It's insane.
Average get-in ticket to sit up top, $9,000.
It's nuts.
We just got 9 banderonis hanging around.
I want to remind you, Brock Purdy, the starting quarterback for the Niners, makes
Yeah.
$870,000 a
If
year.
Brock Purdy wanted to get a suite, the Super Bowl would be like, sorry, bro, you can't. Like, we know you're playing.
You're too poor.
You are playing in the Super Bowl. You are one of the main draws, but you're going to have to hop in the casino and watch from one of the sports books, bruh.
But here's the thing, Gary, $2.5 million. It's like, okay, well, what are we getting? Diamond encrusted fans? Like, what's happening? And there is a TikTok going around that shows what you're getting. You're getting bacon-wrapped hot dogs, barbecue burnt-in burritos, carne asada fries, seafood stuffed potatoes, surf and turf nachos. See, this is some bull. What they did was, all they did was just take regular, basic-ass concession food and then just sprinkle a higher cut of meat on it. And they're like, there you go.
I get all that at Costco for $200.
Thank you.
Pull up to the crib. All right, you don't got to worry about sharing space with strangers, using just one bathroom. No. Give me $200, an hour at Costco, and I'll give you an experience at the crib that you would not soon forget or regret. And it would save you some shekels.
It's insane, Gary.
It's crazy.
Yo, do you think that, like, do you think that you could, like, finagle by being like, how much is the suite if I bring my own food?
Facts.
And drinks.
Like, we won't use any napkins. I won't flush the toilet. I know there's a water shortage. Vegas is a desert and whatnot. But y'all can keep it. Matter of fact, we ain't even going to be thirsty. You got a tap? Because we'll just put our head under it.
What's the most money you've ever spent on a event?
Oh, we're in a fortunate position that we get to go to a lot of stuff on work. But recently, I did buy 4 tickets to the national championship. Michigan. Who'd they play? Who Michigan play?
Oh, my God.
Who Michigan play?
Are you serious?
Washington. It was so long ago. I'm on to the Super Bowl. I'm on to the big game. $1,300 a ticket. I bought 4 of them.
Okay, money bag, yo.
Or my friend who reimbursed me immediately. Oh. I didn't go. I just was buying them for my friend, a Michigan grad. And I was like, yo, but for real, here's my Venmo. Because I need that back.
Before the credit card bill hits.
Yeah, but I need that back before the 28th. Because the way the American Express works, see, it's not a credit card, it's a charge card.
Can you get that for me? Gary's using his debit. I spent $1,200 per ticket on a Dua Lipa concert at MSG. Worth every penny.
Was it worth it? How many tickets?
So worth it. 2 tickets.
Damn, that's
44 hundo, but she's my boo. You know, honestly, Gary, we will both know that staying home is the most cost-effective way to watch the Super Bowl party. Whether you're hosting or attending, we're going to give you some party fouls that you should not do coming up on the Elle Duncan Show. And also maybe help you understand that the best thing you can do is just bury yourself at home. That's ahead.
Yes.
Hey, you're watching the Elle Duncan Show right now. Can you keep watching it?
You're so lucky.
New eps on Mondays and Thursdays, wherever you get your podcasts, also on YouTube. And remember, on television every Friday, ESPN 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern.
Multi-platforms be platforming, Elle.
We're just trying to help you. That's what we want to do. Sorry. We want to help you avoid some awkward situations at your Super Bowl parties because there are some things that people do that just grate me at Super Bowl parties. Mm-hmm. Super fun and whatever. But the first one being, it's the one time anybody likes commercials, bruh.
Correct.
If you go to a party, if you're hosting a party, don't DJ during the commercial breaks. Don't turn music on. That's why we're there. And to that effect, Gary, don't ruin the commercials that you've already seen by saying things like, oh, have you seen this one? This is where Nick Saban pops out of the cake.
Yep.
Shut up. Yep. Let us enjoy it in real time, Gary.
Everybody want to be the one to break the news. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be part of the conversation. Everybody wants to be part of the joke. You just have to realize, take a step back, downshift. Let us all enjoy it for the first time. You had me at party.
Yeah.
Immediately out. Mm-hmm. I know we're extroverted in the work that we do, but I'm an introverted extrovert. All right, aside from working, let me just be at the house, Super Bowl or not, but specifically the Super Bowl here. I've been to one Super Bowl party, like proper Super Bowl party, when the Patriots beat the Falcons. I hated it. I just wanted to be at the crib, listening to the commercials, because, it's all this side chatter between the commercials and during the game. I'm like, I don't want none of this. I don't want none of it. You had a different life, though, because you would have to host these parties, and the party I was at, it was like 12 people that I knew. You have to host these parties with like dozens and dozens of strangers.
Yeah, well, first of all,
Keep me out of that.
It's such a rookie move, first of all, to watch or go to a Super Bowl party when your team is in it. You can't.
Also,
you cannot. It's too distracting.
Correct.
By the way, to that point, another party foul. If your team is not in the game, I don't want you wearing your uniform to my party.
See.
No, you don't get to wear your uniform. You're literally promoting a loser.
Well, it's just.
Why would you do that? Oh, my team's not good enough to be here, but I'm still going to wear my jersey.
It's sort of like we're going Rob Lowe. It's sort of a celebration of the game.
No.
All right, just because there are 2 teams participating doesn't mean that we can't show support to the other 30 teams that might want to aspire to be in the big game, the big kahuna.
That's what it is.
The granddaddy of them all the next year. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And because the Super Bowl is such a sterile corporate event, you need to interject true fanhood. Bring over that rusty Terrell Davis jersey. Wear that Shannon Sharp jersey. Wear that Steve Atwater jersey to a Super Bowl that's featuring the Chiefs and the 49ers, Elle. So that way I know. that this is a real football fan.
Yeah, where you stand.
She's not here for the hors d'oeuvres. She's here for the football.
Yeah. And also for the snacks. I mean, let's be honest. It's really the only reason to go to a Super Bowl party at this point.
Damn, that was a pivot.
Yeah.
You were really beating the drum of I'm trying to watch football.
I just don't.
You're back.
I don't. Exactly. I'm the segue queen. If you give me the segue, and I'm going to show you that coming up when I sing my Usher melody. I think the one upside to going to a Super Bowl party is having the Super Bowl snacks. But I will tell you this. I've realized as I've gotten grown that our guts, like our literal stomachs, have to do essentially...
Literal linings.
Yeah, they have to do some build up to the Super Bowl because we eat things on the Super Bowl that are never acceptable at any other time. What other time would you go to a party and be like, yeah, I'm definitely into that crock pot of cream cheese and shredded chicken with hot sauce in it.
Well, hold on, time out. That sounds...
A buffalo chicken dip is only appropriate
nice.
on Super Bowl Sunday, okay?
Elle's got the crock pot out. Must be making some Vienna sausages.
Right. Like, what other time is it okay to just have, like, little balls of meat or for you to eat a 7-layer dip? You're not eating bean dip. Any other time...
Italians right now are so mad at you. They're like, is she talking about meatballs? Is she talking about Sunday sauce right now?
No, I'm not talking about real Italian meatballs. I'm talking about those little Swedish meatballs that you buy from Costco.
You're talking about the IKEA meatballs?
Yeah, the ones that you just dump in the crock pot with a whole bunch of teriyaki sauce.
It's just like a lineup at the Las Vegas airport of all the private jets.
Yeah.
Right? But at all of the Super Bowl parties, it's just a lineup of all the crock pots.
Yeah.
It's just 18 different it's just 18 different crock pots. And there's something wet in
every one of them.
There's something wet in every single one of them. Though in all 18, there was at least a stick of cream cheese.
Yes.
In each one of them.
And every single one of them has
every
cream
single
cheese.
One of them.
Frito pies. I was at a Super Bowl party a couple years ago where they had Frito pies. I haven't seen that.
Opened a bag of Fritos.
You know, just gross. Yeah. Pigs in a blanket.
Yeah.
Get out of here, pigs in a blanket, unless it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Those are nice, though, because they're nice. They're bite-sized. They're mobile. They can go with you.
Sure.
All right? You don't have to be beholden to where the hot dog is. You can take the hot dog with you. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm an hors d'oeuvres guy now. I think I'm changing my tune.
We've just established like a children's hors d'oeuvres.
But you've been anti-dip.
Yeah.
Since like 2 hours ago.
I'm not really into double dipping, and I'm not into a big dip person, but I will tell you this much. Another party foul is when everybody starts to go and get snacks and congregate around the TV just in time for halftime. Just because you don't like who's performing doesn't mean that you get to interrupt by saying, I gotta go drain the lizard. Shut up. The halftime show is where everybody needs to be at their most quiet. Shut the fuck up. Because this year we've got Usher. We're super excited about that. I think it's going to join the annals of some of the greatest of all time. Personally, I think one of the greatest. Let's put Prince aside. We get it. It's Prince singing Purple Rain in the Rain. Goated. It will always be that way. Personally, I think the most impactful Super Bowl performance of all time was Beyonce, okay? Niners-Ravens Super Bowl. Okay. She performs, what is this, 2013, something like that? She performs, okay? Destiny's Child reunion. Oh, my God, the world is losing it. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Yep. She blows the light panel out of the Superdome 36 minutes later. And here's the thing. The Ravens were cruising through this game, and then that happens. The lights go out, and all of a sudden, here come the Niners. Here come the Niners and Colin Kaepernick. Now, we all know it got tight, but ultimately the Ravens ended up winning that one. I still give it to Beyonce for just the chaos she caused by simply being the queen.
Sort of some divine intervention I think is what you're kind of alluding to here. Yeah. And also, Beyonce, she was part of the halftime performance when your Broncos won Super Bowl 50.
She's done like 4
halftime in a short amount of time. Sure. 2013, Beyonce goes down as your goated halftime performance 1 year after her. Bruno freaking Mars.
Yeah, man.
There are some people who are just born to do certain things on this planet. And Bruno Mars, unequivocally, and I wholeheartedly believe, he was put on this earth to just entertain.
Yeah.
When you look up the definition of entertainer, it's just a picture of 5'0" Bruno Mars, man. Yeah. Just him, bam, right there.
All that
dude stopped everybody in their tracks. If you didn't know who Bruno Mars was then, you did after that halftime show. That dude is pure electricity. They didn't need, was it Cold? No, Red Hot Chili Peppers joined them for that 14-minute performance afterwards. But I remember that, man, like Bruno Mars, that dude, that's like God-given talent.
I would say for the new generation that the Bruno Mars one sort of stands out. Because a lot of these kids weren't old enough to actually see Prince. So, of course, Now we've got Usher performing. This is going to be very difficult because Usher has such a large discography. I mean, the guy's been singing since he was like 12 years old.
This dude's been doing it since the 90s.
Correct. So I want you to start by giving me your starting 5 of Usher songs that you think he needs to play on Sunday.
I'll do you one better. I'm just going to go through the first 5, I think. I'm not going to do it in any sort of melody. You're the singer of this duo, but it's going to start like this. Ready? Lights go out. Boom. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. Silence.
Okay.
Dot, 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 dot. Let it build up. Yeah. Right? So we're going from My Way album to Yeah Confessions. And then You Don't Have to Call, 8701, into Love in This Club from the Here I Stand album. And then Caught Up after that. Back to Confessions.
Oh.
Somewhere in there, he's going to get Daddy's Home, Superstar, My Boo, Do It To Me. Those are some of the, you got to be an Usher fan to know some of those songs, but I think that's how it starts. It's 7 o'clock.
I like that.
Everybody knows that song.
Yeah.
On the dot.
That's
and
good.
It's slow, but everybody knows that line.
Yeah, he could just drop that. I could see that. Okay, see, I'm greedy.
Here we go. I've been waiting for this all show, and I'm on the damn show.
I'm greedy, and I don't want him to choose just a handful of songs. I think there is a way, if he does a melody, I think that there is a way to get in a large portion of his songs. So we're going to do it now. You ready?
Yes.
And Usher, I just want you to know, Usher, if you haven't made your set list yet, I hope that this gives you some incredible ideas about how you can make everybody feel good. Because someone's going to walk away feeling like they were robbed. Yeah. Feeling like, I didn't hear my song, and that makes me mad.
Not viewers and listeners of the Elle Duncan Show right now.
Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
This is how he starts. I can win. I can reign. I will never win this game without you. Without,
Oh!
Got down on come and get. Enséñame los dientes, 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 dientes. She got me like, oh my God, I'm so in love. I found you finally. You make me want to leave the one I'm with. Start a new relationship with you. You don't have to call. It's okay, girl, 'cause the DJ gun is falling in love again. You remind me of a girl that I once knew. What y'all know about Supermodel?
Fresh out of Elle magazine.
I think I wanna make love in this cloud, in this cloud. 'Cause true, these are my confessions. Man, I'm throwed and I don't know what to do. 'Cause you remind me of a girl that I once knew. So I just wanna take it nice and slow. There'll always be that person who will always have your heart. When we say go, and I just wanna get your attention. So all my ladies say, hey, 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 daddy, hey, 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 daddy.
And then he's got to do 13 more minutes. And that was just the intro.
So there you go. We squeezed in like 36 songs right there.
Some of my favorite. Was it really 36?
No.
Oh, because I believed it. Yo, you played the hits. There was Burn, My Boo, Daddy's Home, my favorite song of all time, literally. That's good.
Yeah. Now, I didn't make room for I Don't Mind, his song with Juicy J, which is a stripper's anthem that I'm hoping that he'll trot out. But yeah, he's got a lot to choose from, and it's going to be interesting. But I am putting my money on the fact that he is going to start out Without You, David Guetta, because it just feels like a huge song. And I think he's going to end on Yeah. Speaking of ending.
Just real quick, these are one of those moments, the very few moments that I'm glad that my name isn't on the graphic, because you probably violated all kind of rights issues with singing.
No, we're allowed to do like one line at a time, I made sure.
Oh, okay, never mind. We'll put my name on the graphic.
Okay. We're coming back to close things out.
It's good. Well, we are back, but not for long. We're about to land this bird here. Yes, we're all sad that football season is coming to a close this weekend, but the competition is just heating up.
Yeah, between us two. If you missed our podcast from a couple and TV show,
Multi-platform program
from a couple of weeks ago, me and Gary very arrogantly said that if we were involved in an all-star skills competition like we'll see in the NBA next week, we would be able to dominate some just very basic things that you have to do in life, like towel folding, ironing, things like that. We're going to put all of that to the test next week when we battle as athletes against each other, just to prove that we can do real basic things real well.
Elle, my bar was incredibly lower than yours. I literally said that I can sit down and then subsequently get up off of the chair without making a noise.
That's a skill
without
too. That's a skill too. We're going to test if you can actually do that.
Oh, we'll do that. And then
week.
walk up stairs.
Exactly.
We have so many stairs on this campus.
There's tons of them. See if your knees don't creak when you walk. But that does it for this show. I'm off to Vegas, man.
Oh, everybody hide your dips. Matter of fact, throw your dips out. Get all your finger foods out of the room if Elle Duncan is entering. And Elle, it's funny, she thinks we're going to have a Super Bowl show Sunday after the game.
Yeah.
But she is going to the game, not on a work capacity, but just as a friend, as a fan. So we'll catch you guys probably Thursday, is what I'm trying to say here.
If you're going to Allegiant, hide your Vienna sausages. I'm coming for them. I'm just kidding. I'm bringing my husband. I've got my own. That doesn't.
Oh, Omar!
Actually, wait, no. It's like a big giant